Hey guys, Buildzoid here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the wall kickoff mechanic that I added to my game, because basically I built a wall running course, and then I realized that it is physically impossible to complete said wall running course. So I added a wall kickoff mechanic to basically make it possible to complete the wall running course. And this is what it looks like in action. And no, you can't slow down. I mean, you can try to slow down, but then I don't think I'll actually make it to the finish line. So you kind of can't. There. So that's the kickoff mechanic in like a specifically designed for it course. Other than that, there's no restrictions on how much you use it on the same wall. So if you like want to climb a skyscraper by literally just bashing your head into it, you can. Yeah, and there's like a lot of other games that have wall running mechanics, like say Titanfall, wouldn't let you do this. And the reason I have decided to allow this kind of behavior is very, very simple. It just doesn't make any sense to me that in a world where you can run on a wall, you wouldn't be able to run up a wall, right? Because like in Titanfall, what you can do, and I just need to find a correct piece of geometry to demonstrate this. Okay, this should be good. So in Titanfall, what you can do is like bounce between two walls like this. Oh. Okay, well, that didn't quite. Okay, there. So you can do this in Titanfall. That's fine. But you can't do this. And the problem I have with that is like, okay, so I can kick off of this wall, and then I can get back onto this wall. That's fine. But I can't kick off of this wall and then get back onto this wall. Why? Like, is the wall sentient? And it's like rejecting me if I try to get back onto it if I don't first hit another wall. And like, I know why Titanfall does it. It's to specifically discourage this kind of like weird wall climbing behavior. But like from a logic and like physics perspective, it doesn't make sense that the wall won't let you do that, right? Like, so I am very much against the idea of putting in an if statement into my player character controller to check if the player is trying to, you know, bounce off of the same wall repeatedly. Like I could put an if statement to prevent that, but like what justification does that if statement have for existing other than like, well, it looks weird if somebody runs vertically up a wall, and it's like, yeah, but it's not, you know, it's not realistic for them to run sideways on the wall either. So either wall running doesn't, like, either you're not going to have wall running, or you allow people to climb vertically up the wall, because neither of those, like, from like a physics perspective, neither of them makes any sense, in my opinion. And if you can run sideways along a wall, then logically you should be able to run up a wall, right? Like, you've seen spiders. They're not restricted to going sideways up a wall. So, yeah, anyway, so I'm not going to do anything about that. One fun side effect of my kickoff mechanic is if you use it in a tight space like this pipe here, or I guess chimney, whatever. We'll call it a pipe. Yeah, you can just climb by mashing spacebar repeatedly, which I think is kind of neat. Not sure how much I'm going to actually use that kind of feature in level design, but I do think it's kind of neat that it like does that. Oh boy. Okay, actually we can just get up to this level. And in like interior spaces, like say here. Wait, I think this. Oh, wait. Well, it's fine. Yeah. So in interior spaces, you can actually just like do circles off of walls like this, which is kind of neat, I think. So in like enclosed combat arenas, that might be actually kind of cool for like circle strafe. Like it's like unnecessarily fancy circle strafing, basically. Anyway, we're just gonna head over this way, and the last thing I wanted to show, and I'm not 100% certain about this because I haven't measured it yet, but normally if you just bunny hop in my game, you can get going pretty fast, right? Like we're at like 200, like up to 300 speed units is quite achievable. I think if you had perfect timing, it would max out at like 400-ish, because I think that's what the speed limit is set to. Actually, I don't think there's a speed limit, so you might be able to go over 400. Anyway, so you can go pretty fast if you're just bunny hopping, right? Normally, if you just, like, this is my walking speed, which is also pretty fast for a walking speed, but I like speed, so we're not going slower than this. Anyway, if you wall bounce, I think it actually ends up being faster than the bunny hopping. In terms of, like, horizontal speed. Now, the reason I say I think is because the horizontal speed meter that I have is not, you know, like, particularly accurate. Like, if you run into a wall, you'll notice that the speed keeps going up for some reason, which doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, I think this might actually be faster than just straight bunny hopping. Though, it's not the fastest way to get around the level, because there is recoil boosting with the guns, and the recoil boosting is, well, absolutely insane. You do need to bunny hop for this to work, because if you're touching the ground, then you don't get to build up, like, infinite speed, but yeah. We can go very fast. Now, if you're just touching the ground, you can still go quite fast, but you're not getting, you know, 11,000 speed units. That's just not happening if you're touching the ground with the recoil boost. At least not with this gun. I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll go insane and decide to put a automatic, like the equivalent of the Gao 8, I think it is. Where the gun shoots at like 2,000 rounds per minute and has an insane amount of recoil, so if you just point it in a direction, it'll just rocket you across the map. Actually, I kind of like that idea. I'm probably going to put that in the game. And also, it's going to be insanely heavy, so your base movement speed is going to be like super low with it. Yes, I like that. It's like, oh, you want to bring a autocannon to a level? Well, you're going to have to propel yourself around the level with the autocannon. Because it's too heavy to walk with. Anyway, so, yeah, the one issue I have with my kickoff mechanic right now is that it detects literally any ledge, or, well, any wall as a wall. So even this right here, oh yeah, we have these hostile cubes over here. But even like this little, yeah, wait, yeah. So you can see how it like kicks you off of that, and that's kind of annoying because it's like, oh, but I'd just like to like get over this, and it's like, so if you're walking along and it's like, oh, I got stuck, it's yeah, that's a bit annoying. So I'm gonna do something about that. It's not gonna be an if statement to figure out if the wall is like too tall or something, because that. I mean, I could do that, but I find, like, I think what I'm just going to do is going to give manual control to the player of the kickoff mechanic, so you can, like, toggle it on and off. So if you're not trying to wall run, you can just turn it off, because I like the idea of having more manual control rather than, like, trying to make the player character controller smarter than the player, right? Like, I don't like trying to predict what the player is trying to do. It's like, if the player wants to do something, they should just do it. Is sort of my thought process on designing the movement system. So yeah, and I'm also probably going to make the kickoff strength adjustable, because right now the kickoff is tuned specifically for this wall running course, and it's really strong. Like, I mean, I like it this way, but, yeah, I think there might be some scenarios where you'd want it to be weaker, so I'll probably have some option that if you, like, hit tab, you'll get, like, equipment configuration options, and you can turn the kickoff up and down, or maybe I'll have, like, a button that you can press. So, man, the control scheme for my game is going to be a catastrophe. Just like adjust and toggle absolutely everything manually. I did briefly consider the idea of like maybe hold spacebar to charge the kickoff, But I don't like the idea of multi-purposing the spacebar. Because, yeah, like... yeah, I don't like the idea of multi-purposing the spacebar. So maybe I'll have like a separate button, like maybe Shift or Control could act as a charge up for the kickoff if somebody wants like more finer control over the kickoff mechanic. But yeah. So that's the kickoff mechanic in its current setup. It's very powerful, very satisfying. I'd say too satisfying. Like literally, I've wasted probably a few hours just like bouncing around my levels at this point. Because it's just too much fun. So, yeah, which I'd say, like, my game literally doesn't even have any combat yet. Or, okay, that's not true. Like, has barely any, functional combat and enemy AI. And, yeah, I'm already wasting hours just messing around with, like, bouncing off of frickin' walls. So, oh well. This is the issue of designing a game specifically for your own, like, you know, entertainment is like, well, I'm entertained now. So my productivity is getting progressively worse as the game gets, like, better. Anyway, that's it for the video. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.